Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate your time, subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing the content that I've been making for you guys thus far. Chosen ones, speaking of which, okay, the isolation part. Why the need for isolation, guys? Remember that you are born to be a leader, and then it can actually raise some eyebrows. So why do I need to be isolated when I'm supposed to be out there being of service to others? Sometimes it all starts with you guys. It starts with self. You can't be of service to others when you don't actually understand thyself. So the isolation part happens for your highest good, so that you can actually understand yourself. Remember that everyone has their own flaws, their own shortcomings. So the minute you understand your shortcomings, your own flaws, it becomes better, even more, you know, better for you guys to move forward. Remember that those flaws, people can actually use them against you, and this can actually lower your vibration if you have not necessarily awaken your higher self, guys. Okay, so it's very important when that time arises, you just let it be, guys. You go with the flow so that you can actually get to understand your own self. And by your own self, I mean you doing that shadow work, understanding those parts about you that you don't necessarily like. That's when you pay attention to those things, the things that necessarily triggers you. Remember that whatever that triggers you, it simply means it necessarily still needs some type of healing coming from you guys. So you learn to accept what you cannot change and change what you can, guys. Okay, remember that some part of us, they are what makes us, so we can't necessarily get rid of them. We just definitely have to recognize them, learn to accept them, and coexist with them. They are a part of us, so that we can actually move forward with grace and confidence as well, of which those are the things that you cannot necessarily buy or fake them, guys. Okay, so that's why you need to be isolated during that time, and also to build a relationship between you and your higher self, between you and God himself, guys. You get to build that relationship. That's exactly why you will definitely have to have that time, so that you can actually have a bond with your divine self, guys. Remember that you can't give what you don't necessarily have. Okay, so it's very important to work on thyself first. Take care of what is given to you. Remember, a gift is just a gift, and if you are not taking care of it, it's pointless. It is rather pointless having it. So it's very important to understand what is it that you are having before you can give in, before you can actually extend your hand. Recognize what are you carrying, so that you can be able to extend your hand. So the isolation part happens for that fact only, so that you can understand your value. What is it that I'm supposed to be doing here on planet Earth? Okay, and what is it that is holding me back? What is holding you back? That's what you really need to work on. Your shadow self, what you are afraid of, those fears, those fears that are holding you back, that are not actually giving you that push to actually express yourself to the core. And remember, no one can actually help you on this one. This is a one-on-one session where you face your own shadow. It's more like you are mirroring yourself right now. You are looking in the mirror. You are looking in the mirror, and you have to learn to like what you see before you can actually want people to actually appreciate you or see you in some way of light. Okay, you must actually be happy with what you see. in the mirror. And once that happens, just know that you're almost there. You're almost there where you're supposed to be, guys. So it's very important. The isolation part is very important, though it can actually affect other parts of your life, of which it's your relations and all that jazz moving forward. Remember that when you are isolated, your relationships will definitely be affected. But then sometimes it is for your highest good, because it is to protect you from the energies that are not necessarily meant for you. Remember that when you connect with your higher self, that is when you get a clarity as to who is for you and who is not. That is when you get to see people for who they truly are. Everything will definitely be shown to you. It is more like you are holding a mirror that shows everything, you included. So you will definitely see what works, what doesn't, what has been stopping you, what has been the stumbling block all this time. Everything will definitely be clear to you. Everything will definitely make sense now. And moving forward, it will be difficult because there will be fear, there will be doubt, you will have some trust issues moving forward, because now you have realized. Remember that once you see, you can't unsee. Once you know something, it cannot be unknown anymore. So there is no going back there. Meaning it's going to be hard, because now it is more like you are a child. Now you need to learn how to walk again moving forward. So on the next chapter, guys, another video, I will definitely be explaining the coming out of isolation, because yes, we all know that being isolated can be more like your comfort zone. But then once that is over, because you can't be isolated forever, that's for sure. You can't be isolated forever. There will definitely come a time where you'll definitely have to come out, so that you can actually do what you are here for on planet Earth, doing that humanity service, guys. Okay, so how do you actually come out? Because it will not be as easy. It is more like an egg coming out of the shell now. You still have to learn how to walk again and trust the path that you walk in, though you know that it has thorns and everything, stumbling blocks, rocks and everything. So it will be more difficult than anything to move forward now that you know. Remember that at first you were just walking blindly. So it was more fun in game, because you are just walking without knowing. So now you have the knowing, you have the knowledge, and because sometimes knowing can also be a problem, guys, because now you know. How do you deal with this? You knowing. So this is when you now being put to a test, where you have to understand that coexisting with others is actually needed, right? Like putting yourself in someone else's shoes, like for sure. You know that already you are an empath. So this comes easy to you guys. But then moving forward, you will never be able to trust again and all that jazz. So it's another journey now. So that's exactly what I will definitely be focusing on, the coming out of the isolation part. Okay, guys. So for now, that's exactly what I wanted to share with you guys. Hoping it makes sense for some of you guys. Do subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and from me to you guys, I am sending you light. You take care. Bye bye.